Woohoo! Thursday, guys. Oh, Matt, I'm so happy you're here early. How are you doing, man? And Hammy, Lemon's lurking. Not before she gambles a little bit, though. Now she lost. Tough times, I know. You're doing great. Yay. That's amazing, dude. I am well. Thanks for asking. Things are good. The smoke has finally cleared here. So blue skies again, not this like hazy kind of pink orange thing going on. Can breathe again. There's air. The title though, it ain't your grandma's soup. No, it's not. Even though it probably was a grandma's rendition of a soup way back when. And that's totally allowed. But I'm going to put my own spin on it. Yeah, oh man. So pretty much this is a yearly thing now in the summer is the forest fires here are insane, dude. I think we were up to... Chef de Partie put a post in the other day in my chat. I think we had like over 600 forest fires going on. Just in BC, and then there's the really bad one in California. So it's been super smoky for the past week. It's traveled all the way across Canada to Ontario, where Sam's parents live. But finally the smoke has cleared here. It feels really nice, and that's about it. So obviously those are getting under control. Like, even when I was at the farm this morning, the crazy ass, like, creepy fire siren went off. That's just like, it's like, what is happening? Like, is there an apocalypse? Are we all gonna die? Terrifying sound. Hi, Mama. How are you? Yeah, pretty much the world is burning up, so good luck, guys. All right. So last couple of days have been good. Worky was good yesterday. I stayed a little bit later, like 6:30. It's a pretty chillin' day though. I got to taste the pickled carrots I made, and those were really yummy. And today I decided to go to the farm finally. It's been like 3 weeks. I took just a really nice break off. I've had family visiting as well, so I thought I would spend some time with them, which is important to me. Like, you have to prioritize the things that you want to do in life so that later on you're not going to be like, I wish I should have done that, right? Oh shit, Stream Elements, 15 days left for the salt giveaway. Yeah, I'm good, Mama. Thanks for asking. So yeah, farm was good this morning. I guess one of the farm hands had quit in the last 3 weeks since I haven't been there, so pretty much just like 3 people trying to harvest as much as possible, which sucks for them. But at the same time, they can't really rely on volunteers to work for them, right? So they're definitely happy to see me today. We picked a lot of beans. I would say probably 50 pounds-ish worth of beans. The long French beans. There was yellow, green, and purple. And then we also did some green onion bunches as well. And that was literally it. So 3 hours goes by super, super fast, especially when there's not a bunch of us doing the harvesting as well. But it was good. It felt good to get outside again. And I honestly get to work with some pretty amazing people. The one girl I work with used to run another farm that was shut down this season because the owners just didn't want to take care of it, so she came over to this farm. So she's got a lot of experience, and she was previously a butcher in Vancouver, so we can get chatting for like hours. And then the other guy that has started on there is actually from Italy, so he has an awesome accent, and he's only been in Canada for I think just coming up on a year. And he has a little microgreen business on the side where he sells it to like chefs and markets. So lots of different stuff, but it's always fun to see how everyone's doing. I did get some goodies this week, so I'm going to show them off to you. I guess we can do that now. I definitely raided the farm stand today. That's kind of why I went too, because I wanted to see what was new since it's been so long. So the first thing that I'm really, really excited about, let's just pick this gross bug out of here first. Typical. So first things first, you guys ever eat figs? I got this amazing box of green figs, and I was actually gonna pick some up today in town. Someone was selling a dozen figs for $5. And then I got to the farm and saw these ones in the cooler, and they're actually selling them for 20 bucks. I was like, people are paying 20 bucks for that? Or I could have just got them for like $5. So I might actually go get more from this guy that's selling them, but they are amazing. I'll break one open for you guys on stream today. And I don't know if I've ever had a green fig before. Like, I've had the purple ones. Yeah, they look so freaking nice. So I'm excited for that for sure. Like, 20 bucks. I was like, there's no way I would spend that. But I worked for it. I will work for food. We know this. And then I picked up a couple of these awesome little squashes to put into the soup today. Stocked up on a couple more heads of garlic. Not that there's really a shortage of those right now. And then another thing that I'm really excited about is all the different tomatoes. So this is, ooh, the bigger one. So I've never really seen this kind of tomato before. Almost looks like an apple or something, hey? So these are the heirlooms. I love these ones. I love their little like green hat that they have. And then this big guy with the stripes. Beautiful. So I'll figure out something to do with those. And then I picked up this little thing with the cherry tomatoes as well. So most of them are these big ones, which are actually really nice and sweet. The color is pretty bland on these though, hey? Like they're more of a brown color. And then these little guys are called Sun Golds. Probably the sweetest tomatoes I've ever tasted in my life. So if you ever see a tomato this color, that's like cherry sized, please buy it. You will not be disappointed. And then lastly, just another bag of potatoes since I went through all the other ones. And that's it. Oh, and I got a little bit. Since I picked beans today, I brought home a little bag of beans as well to put into the soup. So lots of different veggies going into the soup today. And I'm going to keep them like pretty crunchy and almost raw. Because they are so fresh, I feel like cooking them would just be a shame. And I feel like if I made those veggies mushy, that wouldn't do them justice at all. So keeping them nice and fresh, get that crunch in the soup, a little bit of contrast in texture as well. Scrump, those are good. You work for food indirectly. I love that, Elvin. How are you doing, man? And hello, Indog. It looked like a sweet pepper. Yeah, that's a good way to put it too. Very excited to try those. I've never tried that type of tomato before. Sweet 100s, yes. Yeah, that's one of the plants we have here in our little garden is a sweet 100. And they're so easy to grow, and you actually could get close to 100 tomatoes off of one plant. Okay, sounds good, Hammy. You enjoy your game. Hello, Box. Yeah, cooking them might be a shame, but the show is called Cook with Kate, so if we're not cooking, then what is going on? Okay, and then other thing on the menu today is, like I said, I want to kind of give appreciation to Annie Optrix and Death for giving so many gifted subs out in my channel. Like, I think combined they've given 35 subs out in the last little while. So I'm going to bake some salted caramel chip cookies for them, and I'm actually going to send them to them. So Annie's in New York on the other side of the continent, and Death is like right below me in Cali. So I guess we'll have to see how their cookies end up by the time they get to them. And I think it would be good to see the difference of the quality of the cookie when it arrives there. So that's kind of an experiment on my end too. And if it does work out, I was thinking of making that kind of like a perk for the tier 3 subs. It's like if someone gives a tier 3 sub, maybe I'll bake you guys like a half dozen cookies and send them out as a thank you. It could be worth it depending on how much it is to ship and stuff like that, but I think that could be fun. And plus I love baking cookies. You grew hundreds a few years. Sometimes you could get 12 tomatoes at once. Yeah, my tomato vines right now, I think the most I have is maybe 8 on one. It's just pretty shocking that the plant can actually hold that much stuff up at one time without breaking. Very, very cool. Yeah, those cookies will be yours. Yeah, that's what I thought, Dala. I mean, you always have to kind of keep everyone engaged and think about how to make things better all the time. And I also have another package to show you guys today, which is freaking awesome. I'm so stoked about this. So I got a message on Instagram the other day from another salt company on Vancouver Island who I actually didn't know existed until they messaged me. And they're like, hey, can we send you some salts to cook with on your show? And I was like, hell yeah, you can. And literally this is, I think 3 days later, not even. They sent a package out to me already. So here's this. So we have some more salts to play with. Like they expedited the parcel to me. So like here's their little thing. It's like I don't know why they're thanking me. I feel like I should be the one thanking them. So they asked me, they're like, well, what kind of salts would you like to see? So I said the blue cheese salt for sure. And also the coffee salt, which is made by a roaster called 49th Parallel in Vancouver. And I went there quite often when Sam and I lived there. And then they also gave some fleur de sel and like a nice finer kind of sea salt to use. So I need to figure out how to use these on. My first thought for the blue cheese though is like a really nice steak. Yeah, imagine though, I'm sure salt in coffee would not be bad, but this coffee salt, like once again, I think that would be amazing on some kind of beef. And this is really new to them. Like all in all, I think this package with all of these salts in it is probably worth 40 to 50 bucks. Because I know this one by itself is like $15 in the jar. Is it magnetized? What? So there's that, guys. I am just feeling really grateful about this today. I mean, I never really know what I'm gonna get out of this, and it's nice to have those little surprises. And I know you guys would be stoked too. You've had sea salt coffee. It's okay if there's a little salt. Yeah, I think it would really help with the flavor. Maybe use the coffee salt with red-eye gravy. I've never done red-eye gravy. Yeah, I don't really know what to use the coffee salt in. Baking, I think. Like as a topping on cookies, maybe. I think that would probably be good on the cookies I make today, too. But yeah, other than that, I've only ever heard of like a coffee rub for a roast or something like that. So I'll have to figure it out. Maybe it'd be good with duck. But I think the coffee needs to be paired with something darker. So not really like a chicken or a pork type thing. You've never even heard of red-eye gravy? I've heard of it, but I've never made it. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna start by baking our cookies. I think we should get those done first, just so we don't have to worry about them at all later in the stream, because we do have a little bit of prep for the soup today. So I know when you think soup, oh, like soup is so easy. Like why would you even put this on stream, right? Well, I made the soup once on stream before and followed the recipe to a T. And I think this time I'm going to play around with the ingredients a little bit and the flavor of it and make it more my own. Because this isn't my recipe. The recipe I'm using today is from my brewmaster from when I worked at the brew pub in Vancouver. And he always kind of brought in little treats for Sam and I that he would make at home. So not only did we feed him all the time, but he also brought in snacks for us that he thought we would like. And this soup, like, really spoke to me when we ate it. I was like, this is amazing. Like, it tastes like very homey and it just makes you feel good. So he ended up messaging me the recipe, and this has been in his family for like 90 plus years. So it's been brought down through all the generations. I'm sure it's been tweaked a little bit as well along the way. So now it's my turn to kind of make it my own. Coffee salt, yeah, that would be great in a stew as well, Omat. Hello, Vune. Welcome in. How are you? Have you ever seen Daddy Duck? No, he doesn't need more coffee. Some over-caffeinated duck. What? Salt-cured ham frying in the skillet. The fat drippings are used with hot coffee. Oh my god. Scrump. I think some red-eye gravy might be in the works. I am about all of those things that you just said. And I might actually write that down really quick so I don't forget. Dang, this iPad. The struggle, right? That's first world problems there, Elvin. Okay, red-eye gravy. It's being written down. I do love Southern food. You guys know this. Okay, so on the stovetop, you guys can see the broth that we made on Tuesday's stream. I literally just let that cool and put it into the fridge. Have not done a thing to it. So we need to heat that back up, pull all the chicken bones out, let it cool. We'll pull whatever meat we can off of those bones that we use to make the broth. And then I also have a whole chicken that I guess we're gonna kind of poach in that broth to cook. And then we'll also pull the meat off of that. And then for our vegetables, obviously the base of the soup is always onion and carrot and celery if you have it. I don't use celery too often and I don't have it in the house, so that is totally fine. Not using celery, but if you have it, I would put it into this. And then I have the French beans, I have the squash, I have, obviously the carrots are there, I have some cabbage in the fridge we can use up. I pulled out, let's humble ourselves here, guys, some frozen peas. Don't know if you're ready for that one. And who knows what else I'll find in there. But soups are always a very good way to use up whatever you have left in the fridge. Oh, Man Box. Hell yeah, the coffee salt would be good on top of brownies. I actually found like a fudgy coffee brownie recipe the other day that pretty much made me drool. So that is a really good suggestion. Please look up the recipe in Google to be sure. Of course I can. I think it would be neat if people could develop flavored salts that could be used as dessert toppings. Caramel salt over chocolate torte. I mean, yeah, they kind of have. I know that Southwest or Salt West has. So they have the salted caramel chocolate one, which has a little bit of cocoa in there.
Betty and Veronica are bringing the...
Oh my god.
This is a third of them.
Okay, guys, we have an apple delivery.
Just wait. I'll bring it here and then you can put the camera in. Oh, that's a third.
Really? Boom. So I guess we're going to be making some cider or applesauce or something.
Apple crisp.
And we still have yet to find out what variety these are, guys.
That's a third.
Crazy. Apples! It's that time. I actually tasted one the other day and it's really, really good. I think I told Lemon this. It's like the first thing I thought of when I bit into one of those apples was an apple pie with a crumble topping and caramel drizzled over top. I think that sounds all right. Okay, back to the soup real quick. So we'll have our veggies prepped. We'll have our chicken pulled so that all we have to do is put it in at the end and quickly heat it back up. Don't put your chicken in too early, otherwise it's just gonna dry out and pretty much fall apart to nothing. So that gets put in right at the end. And then we do have to make the dumplings, which get cooked in the soup broth right before you plan to eat it. Let me just look at the recipe here, but I think it took about 20 minutes. Yeah, it says 20-ish minutes for the dumplings to cook in the broth. So make sure you plan that out ahead of time as well. And that is pretty much it, guys. We'll be using some nice fresh herbs today too. I just picked a bunch the other day. So let's get going. I don't really have any fun facts or anything today. And Mama, just a comment on what you said earlier that I skipped over. The building that I posted in Discord, yeah, it is really nice. And I was honestly laughing at Lemon and Elvin kind of battling over what they think I should do about it. Because literally, like, Elvin's on this shoulder and Lemon's on this one. And everything they were saying back and forth were things that I already thought in my head. Like, part of me is like, yeah, let's do this. And the other part's like, well, I already kind of saw what happens to a restaurant if you don't do everything right. So I don't want to really go through that again. What's in the pot? That is a chicken broth that we have to reheat. Nice. But we will do that a little bit later, Hammy. I'm just going to leave it out now so it can kind of come up to room temp. But real quick, I'm going to just put this down. I'm going to show you guys what actually happened to this as it sat. So obviously we got our nice fat layer on the top there. So that's all the flavor. And that also helps to preserve. Like anytime there's a layer of fat like that, there's no air getting into it. So you could keep this for quite a while like this and it's just gonna kind of, nothing's gonna happen to it. Yeah, go for it responsibly. So if we go into here and like actually look at the broth, it's like jelly, right? That's exactly what you want. So you can't just like pour this. So that means we've cooked out all of the gelatin from the chicken bones. And that is how you create flavor in your broths or stocks. Who requested this recipe? No one. No one requested this. I just had a bunch of chicken carcasses and a whole chicken in the freezer that I wanted to use up. So yeah, there's that, guys. If you want to make a proper broth, you definitely want it to be gelatinized like that. So deadly. And that's also an important part of this recipe is you want to make the broth and let it sit for at least a day so that you do get the full flavor out of that. Okay, let me quickly post the chocolate chip cookie recipe that I'm going to be using. I didn't post it in Discord. I have made this recipe before just with obviously semi-sweet chocolate chips, but today, since you guys voted on this on Tuesday, we're gonna use these like salted caramel chips, which are really, really lovely and pretty much addicting. It's dangerous to have this container around, let's just say that. And then, I guess Death and Optrix aren't even here. But the recipe does call for walnuts in it. I don't know if walnuts would be the best option here. Like, I don't know if I want to even put nuts in there.
No cats for you.
Betty says, no cats for you. I don't know what's going on outside. Maybe I'll switch the recipe then, since I don't want to put walnuts. Because it's hard to adjust if you don't put those nuts in. Let me go back to the other one. I might just do the Betty Crocker one. Betty Crocker Ultimate Chocolate Chip Cookies. When's the English breakfast? I will probably do it next week, Hammy. It's written down on my menu plan, so I won't forget this time. Man, this one has a cup of chopped nuts too. Well, I'm sure they wouldn't be opposed to them, but I think the pecans would be the better route to go, for sure, Lemon. Yeah, just put the nuts in. I don't think they have nut allergies. That's the only thing I'm worried about. What else do I got going on? Or, guys, what about cashews? They're sweeter and nuttier tasting. I do love pecans. Vune, you're actually tired. That's impressive. Have a wonderful sleep, Vune. And it was good to have you in here while you could be here with us. Or I do have peanuts. Peanuts and salted caramel are always a good idea. But I think the cashews will let the salted caramel kind of shine more. So let's do that. Cashews. I haven't had cashews in a long time. Okay. Let us get started. I'm going back to that other recipe that I was going to use. The best chocolate chip cookies. So 28,000 people have made this recipe. 9,000 reviews. And it has, I think, 4.6 stars out of 5. And it says crisp edges and chewy middles, which is pretty much the perfect cookie. Perfect, Omat. We are all agreed on cashews then. It's pecans, yeah, not pecans. The pecan is what you find at the construction site. Hey, Nachos, how are you? Okay, so to start your basic cookie recipe, you need to cream butter and sugar together. And I think the best cookie recipes have both white sugar and brown sugar in them. So we need a cup of butter, a cup of white sugar, and a cup of brown sugar packed. We are gonna beat that up until it's nice and creamy and fluffy. And then we need to add in 2 eggs and some vanilla. So I have my mixer set up here. Let's get into it. My butter has been sitting out, so it's nicely softened. I don't think I'll have to give it a little touch of the chef mic. There we go. Pecan battle erupts every year in Texas. What? Oh my gosh, you're making cornbread, Hammy? I love cornbread. My favorite recipe is Ina Garten's jalapeno cheese cornbread. That's one I make all the time. I think I've made it like 4 times in the past year, at least. And then tomorrow, guys, I think we're gonna do some more trivia so that I can give away some more bones for you guys to enter the giveaway that's on right now. Gotta keep things fun and exciting all the time. Yeah, post a link, Hammy. Go for it. As long as it's safe. I'm making you drool, Nachos. I love cornbread so much. But I find that most places just make it too dry and sweet. Yeah, I think that's the one. Let me click on it. Yeah, that's the one. It's really, really good, Hammy. It's pretty foolproof to make. I'm just cubing up the butter, guys, so it gets mixed in a little bit better. And it's pretty shocking, but the jalapeno isn't actually that spicy. There's definitely a good amount of cheese in there to kind of contrast the spice. Chicken and dumplings are top 5 best foods. It just makes you feel so good. Like, honestly, the recipe is not that fancy. And I think the simple food is always the best. So I'm with you on that, American. You love pouring cornbread mix into a hot oiled skillet and fry the cornbread as fritters. Oh my gosh. You must have a large bowl of your favorite pinto beans. Sounds so good. The double tree chocolate chip cookie. I haven't, Lemon. You're making instant pot dal makhani with paneer tonight. Oh my gosh. Guys, we could talk about food forever. I love Indian food. Man, I don't know what happened to Finster. Finster disappeared, oh Matt. We no longer really have a butter lover in chat. And it kind of makes me sad. He always hypes it up so much. And butter the warm fritters, of course, Scrump. Of course. As if there's not already enough fat. But like, sometimes you just gotta go hard. Go hard or go home. Okay. Brown sugar. Nike. I didn't realize how much dishwashing can kick your butt. Oh yeah. First shift today, Mike. How did it go? Thanks, Omet. Gotta keep that onion love alive. What about just plain? Like, can you do it without the cheese and jalapenos because your gran doesn't really like... Your gran doesn't like cheese? I think the cheese is, like, definitely necessary in the cornbread because it helps keep it moist. What kind of gran doesn't like cheese? You can hike with the garlic. Yay, thanks, Lemon. I'll for sure look at it after then. Okay, let's get this rolling. Just gonna put it up a little bit more. Beat it, guys. Beat it up. It's your second day. Yay. Are you loving it so far, though, Nike? You got a good crew in the kitchen? She doesn't like cheese baked. Interesting. I guess that's fair. And what's up, Chance and Scat? Coming in with their onions. Love you guys. It is a really, I guess it is a fancy mixer, but it's definitely worth the money. Way better than KitchenAid. Okay, so now it's kind of, instead of clumping, it's just stuck in the beater, which means it's starting to soften. So if I turn it up a bit, it will come out eventually. And then the sugar is going to start to kind of emulsify with the butter. It's really hard, but the place smells fantastic. Yeah. If you walk into a kitchen and it doesn't smell good, that's your first cue to leave. There you go. Nachos. There's the link to the mixer. I'm just gonna give this a quick little scrapey scrape. Yeah, follow instructions on the box of cornbread. Do they sell boxes of cornbread? That's a thing? I don't think that exists here in Canada. Like a pre-made cornbread mix? I don't know if I've ever seen that. Okay. Let's whip it a little bit more. Karen, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I hope it's wonderful so far. Even you've heard of pre-made cornbread mix. Interesting. Yo, let's go, butter. What the hell's going on here? This might be the difference in the light brown sugar that I'm not used to. I'm used to the way darker stuff. I think I'm good with that though. It looks like it's nicely mixed. So in with our eggs. One baked or grilled onion per burger. You guys are crazy. I love it though. Nah, see, that's the thing, Nachos. It's like, I didn't pay that price for this. So I got it through like a restaurant wholesale, where we got a really good deal on it after we returned our KitchenAid. But I will say that I think it's even worth the $700. I really think it is. It's just built a lot better than the KitchenAid, but for sure, it's hard for people to justify spending that amount. I use it so frequently though, I think I've paid for it already. Was a beer bread. Just add a can of beer and bake the cornbread. What? Okay, so our eggies are going in, and I believe the vanilla goes in as well. You like my espadrilles? Yeah, my little tongs. They're really comfy, Karen. Are you doing anything for your birthday? Or did you do it already? Because it's probably late there. Okay, let's turn it up a bit. There we go. This is what we want now. Finally, it loosened off. mix this until it's nice and smooth. You're watching me, what else? Oh, that's so sweet of you. I'm gonna turn it off for a sec and just do another scrape. And then we get to add our flour and some salt and some baking soda. And then lastly, the salted caramel chips. Yeah, bloomin' onion. Those are deadly. Mixer is sexy. I'll still break my wrist though, whipping things. But have you ever broken the whisk or the spoon? That used to happen to Sam when we would make profiteroles. I think he broke like 2 wooden spoons in a week. I was like, that's it, Sammy. You're cut off. Okay, that's nice and smooth. Bloomin' onion is deep fried, yeah. So much salt for sure, and fat. But yeah, for sure it's tasty.
Okay, but so just take the nozzle off if you can.
Okay, it says dissolve baking soda. So 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 2 teaspoons of hot water. Add to the batter along with the salt. This is interesting. I've never done this before, guys. Let's do it. I'm not gonna stray from the recipe. Mostly over your butt. Yeah, I never got it, the wooden spoon used on me physically, but my mom broke one on the counter one time when my brother and I were fighting. Terrifying. That's all she had to do. She didn't even have to do the physical
You
part.
don't have to do anything now.
She just set the fear in us. Italian mother. I love that. It makes sense. I've heard the stories from my Italian friends as well, or the Portuguese. You Europeans have it rough. What do you think the dissolving the baking soda does, though, to the cookies? So weird. You were worried about this step too. Okay, thank God. Lemon says it's tried and true. You just made me feel a little bit better, thanks. Half a teaspoon of salt. As kids, your mom would threaten us with a yardstick so we hid under the table to avoid the strikes. I love that. Sorry, Hammy, I'm not checking that because it goes on my other monitor, so I have to walk away. Easy cornbread muffins. Oh yeah, that looks good. You should be good to go with that. I think any recipe that has a lot of reviews and a lot of stars is pretty much foolproof. Okay, so now we need our flour. So 3 cups of flour. Makes it alkaline, yeah, I suppose so. Maybe it helps keep it really chewy. And I am all about that. Draconi, what's up? Should I leave the cashews pretty chunky, or should I chop them up a bit? Because I think they're only halved right now. Let's see, what are we working with? We need 1 cup. One cup of nuts to 2 cups of chocolate chips, whatever variety you want. Yeah, I suppose we'll cut them a little bit smaller. Fine. Fine, oh Matt. You really like chunkier because it plays down the chocolate, but you don't like chocolate. That makes sense. And I guess we're not using chocolate. We're using the salted caramel chips, which in my opinion are not that salty. So I still feel like we're gonna be putting some salt onto the top of the cookies before they bake. And I'm just a big fan of using salt in desserts altogether. I'm not a huge sweets person. I just get sick of the sugar really fast. So I find that that contrast from the salt just makes it easier to eat more of it, I guess, which maybe isn't a bad thing. And if you're wondering why I have another Band-Aid on, it's because I tore open my callus. So I don't know if you guys ever do anything like really hands-on where you build up a callus, but I was chopping so much yesterday at work that I literally like busted open and it hurts really bad. So I don't want to get anything in it, so that's why that is like that. Does polenta have another name? I don't think so. Yeah, ouch, for sure. I didn't realize until I got home. I was like, chopping right now hurts so bad. And then I looked at it when I got home after my bike ride. I was like, well, that is why I was in so much pain. Oh my god, she's losing her nuts. My nuts are running away. I guess Posh will have a couple snacks when she comes in later. Yeah, I know. Like, I just spent the last however many months building it up, and now I just like busted open. I was so upset. It's like, this took so much effort. Okay, back over here. We're gonna do this mix really quickly. You don't want to overwork our cookie dough. Canadian sea salts, yes, Chance. So here we go. Those are the salted caramel chips. I have like just under 2 cups, but I am okay with that just because they are pretty sweet. Yeah, it's called cornmeal. But I don't want to add any chocolate into this at all. Just this stuff. Pretty excited to see how it turns out too. Yeah, cornmeal. Cornmeal is what you need to make the cornbread. Let me just pick up these nuts before I mash them everywhere. But we'll still give them to Poshy later. Okay, real quick mix on low, just until the flour looks like it's all absorbed into the batter. And it looks like the beater has taken in most of the wet stuff. So I will just stop that real quick, kind of mash it back out, and then hope for the best. I could also take the beaters out and do this by hand, but I like to see how this mixer does. Okay, we're good. That's it. But the question is, can we get the bowl off? Oh man. This looks unreal. And now, it says drop by large spoonfuls onto ungreased pans. But I don't think I'm gonna do ungreased. I think I'm gonna use the Silpat. It's so quiet. Yes, that is exactly why I love it as well. KitchenAids are insanely loud. Especially the new ones. Like, I think the older KitchenAids are way better than what they make today. Like, they're just too mass produced, and the quality has definitely gone down. And it sucks that that happens. When a company loses quality over quantity. Yeah, Silpat. So basically a non-stick silicone sheet to put into your baking pan. You could also use parchment though. I don't think I trust an ungreased baking sheet though. The trust is not there for me, guys. Because if the cookies decide to stick, like how mad would you be? Is going through all this effort, then you can't get the cookie off the pan.
It's not like right.
Nice, Box. You're getting up there in points. So what's up, guys? Like, how was everyone's day? Have you eaten anything awesome? Did you do anything exciting? Talk to me. Trying to get all the batter off this. I think that's as far as I'm taking it. We'll let Sammy clean the rest of them up. Who doesn't love raw cookie dough? Nice, Hammy. Nice win. You got this. You had a meeting in the morning and now you're just lazy. Fair enough, Lemon. Oh, sorry. I feel like this is gonna make 2 pans worth of cookies. You are at work right now. Yes, Box. The commitment. I love it. Kudos to all of you that watch at work. I love that. And thank you for risking it all. Okay. Let's start balling. I don't think I have a big enough scoop. Like, I don't know if this guy is big enough to make a proper sized cookie. So I guess I'll just use a spoon. There it is. I was like, I had a spoon somewhere around here. You're at work as well, Chance? Hey, Annie! Look at it. We just finished up the cookie dough for you guys. How are you, man? You are at work, but not working. Perfection. Might be easier to use 2 spoons. We're gonna make some pretty big cookies, I think. Push those limits. Do you think it's like a necessity to roll them into a ball before you bake them? Or is that just like an OCD thing? It was so muggy out. Oh man, Annie. I was just saying earlier that the smoke here is finally cleared. I can finally see the blue sky again after the last week of being just like hazed in. Manufacturing plant. You can watch what you want. That is cool. Cookie scoops are overpriced in your area. One average size scoop costs about 17 bucks. Yeah, you know what? They're not cheap. I think I'm gonna get Chef to order a bunch for me through the restaurant supply company because they're so much cheaper that way. Lemon, it is an OCD thing. But you sometimes roll them in a ball, then tear them apart and put them back together with jagged edges. That might be taking it too far. It's like controlled rustic. I like it. Annie, how do you feel about cashews being in the cookies? I'm thinking that these are all pretty equal in size. We'll come back and fix them up later. I actually think I might pop these into the fridge for a little bit so they can chill, and that way they won't stick to my hand as much when I roll them. It doesn't work with all recipes. Yeah, that is true as well. Nike, you're getting back onto it? Okay, perfect, Optrix. You love cashews. That's all I need to hear. The question is, can Kate fit the cookie tray answer is yes. Yes, we can. Your body aches really bad. Ah, from working, right? That makes sense. Well, maybe just have a little bit to start back into it. Don't go crazy on your first try. Because it's going to feel different now that you've been off of it. You're getting pretty tired of those 100+ degree days. I can't believe how this heat has just like not let up for you guys. I don't like it. Not even one bit. You're not going Tommy Ham Ham. I love it. Tomorrow you get 2 new tires, and hopefully that's the last you have to spend on your car for a while. Let us pray, Optrix. I hope so too. But I guess every now and then we gotta make our upgrades, right? Most people treat their cars like crap, and then they wonder why they break down all the time, right? Cannabis, lovely. Okay, we're almost there. What are we gonna get? 2 dozen? Yes, box. A tip or gratuity. Seriously, that's what it first meant? New York forces you to get an inspection every year? What? That's interesting. Definitely not a thing in Canada. Should see some of the beaters that drive around here. Hey Liz, how are you? Welcome in. I hope your day is well. Fashionably late, as always. Okay, just scraping this last bit of dough. Your favorite shoe. The little Toms. They're just so comfy. It's like wearing a slipper. I don't know, guys. I think these might be world-changing cookies. Cashew salted caramel chip. Sorry, I have to clean off the spoon. We can't waste that. It's too delicious. Shout out to Air Max. Air Maxes don't fit my feet. I only wear Nike 5G. It's 2018 after all. some gloves on to roll these, and then hopefully they won't stick as much. And then we just need to put a little bit of salt on top, then we'll bake them. So maybe while we're rolling, we can preheat the oven, then we can bake. So 350 Fahrenheit, 175 Celsius for you, Omat, if you're still in here. So we got 8 minutes. I love that little countdown timer on the oven. Whoa, Asics are actually really comfortable. I think the running shoes that I used to use were like Saucony's. Really, really good. I have a bunch of different brands of shoes. Pretty much whatever's comfy. Rolling them and then breaking them apart. I don't know if I'll break them apart. I feel like having them like really nice and round is what I will go for. What happens when you break it apart though, Lemon? Does it get like more crunchy or crispy on the outside? You are here, 175. Thank you for the repeat. Now I know you were paying attention. Yes, I got you nachos. Typically I get rook when that happens. Just tear it apart to make it look like you didn't roll them. Yeah, imagine if I just put the cookie sheet in like this. I wonder what it would turn out to be. Guess what you bought today when you were at the grocery store? All right, Hammy. Have a wonderful sleep. Goldilocks, based on our last conversation. No way! Gooseberry jam and lingonberry preserves. That is awesome. What are you gonna make with it? Okay. Gentle little roll. Since the dough is pretty soft still. And obviously the heat from your hands is not helping the issue. But we do want to make sure that these are all pretty much the same size so that they bake up properly. So I think that helps as well. When you roll them, it's just easier to tell rather than them being really, really chunky. The other way that you could keep it really consistent is to use a scale, obviously. But unless you're like working in a bakery, who uses a scale to weigh out their cookie dough? The lingonberry will go over vanilla ice cream. Yum. Betty made a blackberry crumble yesterday, and it was so, so good. Do I press them a bit or leave them round? I think usually I give them a little press. Like that. Yeah, it was really yummy. Just put a touch of vanilla ice cream on there, and it was okay. Night, night, Hammy. See you tomorrow. Okay, so those all look pretty consistent in size. And like Lemon just asked me, we'll just give them a little press. Do we think that these are gonna touch? I don't know. Should I be worried about them baking together? I think they'll be okay. Have I made tri-tip steak often? I have not, Optrix. Do you have one of those as well? I think we've only done like one, and Sammy smoked it, so that's not even like an accurate representation of what you can do. Before I take the gloves off, we might as well roll the other can of cookies. You vote, it will be fine. Okay, if it goes wrong, it's all on you, Lemon. You thought about buying it when you were at the store. I don't know. I feel like tri-tip might be overrated compared to like other cuts of beef that are similar in price. I don't really get all the hype about it. Like, yeah, I would just choose a stripped steak like you did. Love is nothing but chemicals in your brain. That's actually pretty accurate, Thunder. And how are you? How have you been? See how easy these ones are rolling now that they chilled for what, 5 minutes? Love is stupid. Guys, what's with the negativity? Everyone deserves love. You gotta accept it though. Oh wow, Thunder. Just casually eating some ceviche. I am doing great. Thanks for asking. So what kind of ceviche are you eating? I've been thinking about making a ceviche actually. Maybe some nice local prawns. No, Optrix. You forgot the onions. Yeah, honestly, I didn't find that much difference chilling the dough overnight either. If anything, I found that you had to like leave the cookies out longer before you baked them. That was just in my experience though, because that's what I did when I did that little like bake sale in the neighborhood. And I didn't find that the cookies turned out any better. Nike. There we go. Cameron. So you're having shrimp ceviche? Yum. And your sister made cheesecake. The heck? Okay. So, should we try one of the new salts out of the box on the cookies? Optrix, I guess this is your cookie, so you can say what you want, but I got another bunch of salt from a company here. So the sea salt flakes, always an awesome option. And then they also sent, which you're gonna love, a coffee salt from a local roaster in Vancouver. And then if I go to the Salt West stuff, we have this one, which you were talking about, Lemon, the salted caramel chocolate, or this is the one that Sammy has been using on his baked stuff, the Rain Coast Fleur de Sel. I still understood, Thunder. I still understood. You've been married since I was 1. Only Liz knows if there's going to be water. It's true, Elvin. Okay. So I'm sure these are... Maybe they're actually not that similar. I think this is actually nicer. Shh, guys, don't tell them. But these flakes look a lot nicer. They make chocolate bars? No. I'm so excited, Lemon. Caramel corn is the greatest thing you've had all week. Caramel corn is deadly. Like, if I get on a caramel corn kick, it's over for me. Like, look at this. Focus, camera. They're so delicate. I think that's what we're gonna put on your cookies, Annie. True North sea salt flakes. Drop the chalupa. Asian F boy. Hell yeah, your grandma makes cookies. We haven't gotten into the soup yet, though. Whoa. Like, this is some Maldon salt quality. Look at this pyramid. Like, this is a rare thing that happens. At least that's what Salt West told me. See if it'll focus again. That shit ain't cheap. You've eaten 7 ounces of caramel corn in 4 days. Yeah, send help. In Missouri, yeah. If you have this salt, they're gonna search your car. Yeah, it has more surface area to volume ratio. These are lovely. I feel spoiled right now, guys. So much gratitude. And because the flakes are thin, they melt differently on your tongue, which is why the flakier stuff is used more for garnishing. So it's not going to be as harsh as like a big piece of salt that just kind of sits there on your tongue and intensifies. These melt faster. And don't give you that like really salty taste. Yeah, you could make a ring out of that. But you also have to be pretty delicate with them because you don't want to crush up those flakes that they've worked so hard to create. Grandma's best drugs. We are bad, and I love it. Yeah, this ain't your grandma's cookies either, man. Gently put it back in. There we go. Okay, so since we have 2 trays, that means we're gonna have to do a little bit of rotation in the oven halfway through to make sure they bake properly. Nice and even. They'll be up in smoke. Stop baking? Why would I ever stop baking? Grandma had a metal drawer. She always had it stocked with Hostess stuff. Oh my gosh. Greatest treat drawer ever. Go get you a sweet and bring them back for me. That's so cute. I love how most grandmas are like so sneaky like that. Like you always have kind of like an inside thing with your grandma. Or at least I hope you had that experience growing up. And it's like you guys did something sometimes that your mom would never even know about. And it's like, shh, don't tell mom. Or they like sneak you like money or something like that. Love it. Makes me miss my grandma. Yo, if I was putting meth on cookies, I don't think they'd look this good. Stella Parks communicated with you on social media recently. Yeah, you basically must be a pastry god. Okay, guys, one more time. This is what I got today. True North Sea Salt Flakes, Vancouver Island Salt Co. They do ship all over North America if you guys want to check them out. Just got this stuff today, so why not use it? And that way Optrix and Death can see how they like it too. Okay. Cookies are going in the oven. It says about 10 minutes, so we'll do 5 minutes. Rotate the trays. Top one goes to the bottom one goes to the top. Give them a spin as well. And then we can bump up the time if needed. So now, our first step for our soup is to turn on the broth that's on the stove so that we can easily pull out all of the chicken bones. And then we're going to use the strained broth to cook a whole chicken in as well. So kind of like a poach, a nice slow cook. And then we have to pull the meat off of all of the chicken that we have so we can put it back into the soup later on. You're gonna be too poor to give your grandkids money. Fair enough. Yeah, the world has changed. Does the salt combust if it goes south? Yeah, who knows? Just give them good advice. Hilarious. Turn on the broth. Yes. Do those of us at home have to exotic dance? That's always an option. I mean, the secret ingredient is always love, so depending on how you want to show that to your food, maybe don't tell your guests how you put the love into the food, but it somehow has to get in there, so whatever you need to do, go for it. All I'm going to do, though, is just turn the burner on. Wait, we're turning the burners on now? I don't know. We got lost somewhere. You tried showing your broth baking pictures. All right, Lemon. Thanks for everything today. Hope you have a wonderful day. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, cookies are done. This feels good, guys. This feels good. And actually, my oven typically bakes a little bit hotter. So we'll definitely have to watch the cookies to make sure they don't burn. Yes, Nike. I love it. Yeah, the safety dance. Okay, so our broth has been turned on. So in the meantime, while the cookies are baking and we're heating up the broth, we can start to chop up our veg for the soup. And that's pretty much the most difficult part of the soup, is chopping everything up into consistent size. And then we will make the dumplings a little bit later on in stream. And then everything should come together pretty nicely. Yeah, the safety dance. Way better. But first things first, oh wait. First things first, I need to show Octrix my figs that I got from the farm today. Look at the figs. And I think I might pick up more. There's a guy in town selling a dozen for $5. And they're selling a dozen for $20 at the farm. Gonna make some figgy pudding. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. I haven't decided. Gonna pour some water in that mixing bowl there. Rook! I'm glad you made it in, man. How are you? Okay, we're gonna start with the onion and carrot. So this is the base of the soup. And this stuff will get cooked first on its own. And then later on, the other veg, like our squash and our beans, these don't take very long to cook. And we don't want them to get soggy either, so these get put in the soup like almost right before you plan to serve it. I would say it takes about 6 to 7 minutes for this stuff to cook up until it's just tender. Bam. Rook, you're just okay. Man, that is not what we want to hear. Don't worry, guys. Don't check your microwave. Did you see my burner on the stove? How come no one said that? You're like, psst, Kate, you turned on the wrong burner. Woohoo! The cookies are spreading, guys. Okay, 5 more. They need to turn dark to be ripe. Well, these are green figs though. So if I feel them, like, they are already super soft. So I think they're already ripe. But yeah, that's what I was thinking, Scrum. Because I've only ever had like the nice purple ones. So the green ones are new to me. And I think you eat them just like that. So all of the veggies for the soup, we're gonna do a nice small dice. Since soup is like easy, somewhat, should always take care into how you prep the stuff that's going into it. I guess if you have the time. If you don't have the time, then screw it, chop all that stuff real quick, and eat it. Elvin. Those eggs have gone bad. It's true, Rook. Yo, what did I miss about grandmas? Whenever you used to visit your grandma in Indiana, she would always make persimmon pudding with whipped cream. That sounds really good. I've not used persimmons that much, but I feel like that would be a great way to use them up. Okay, I'm just going to cut this sad part off of the onion. She's gone bad. Gone to the dark side. Hey, Cookie. How are you? Okay. I'm crying already, and I haven't even touched these really. So follow the lines in the onion and the natural curve and leave like about 1/4 inch in front of the onion where you don't cut. Flying chicken, welcome in. I am great, Cookie. Thanks for asking. Yeah, time for the onions, oh Matt. Oh shit, Nike went in. To the clouds. You feeling better now, Nike? Yeah, very strong emotional bond with the onions. It's getting emotional. Chef says it's good for the tear ducts. It's like a detox. Yo, Rusty Nail. Welcome in, guys. Got some newbies in here today. Nike, you can't stop laughing? That's perfect. He's got the giggles. You discovered a tin that you forgot about. How dare you? It's probably so dry now, though. She's gonna make you cough. Just roll it up. Don't even hesitate, man. Oh God. It hurts, but we're gonna carry on. It stings. He only has a pipe. The first pipe that Sammy and I bought together was the 3-eyed fish from The Simpsons. It was epic. Let's check our cookies. Yeah, they're definitely not done yet. So I'm just gonna rotate the trays. And I think I'll do 3 more minutes. But they do look awesome, guys. I just don't want to take them out of the oven, because then they'll cool off really quick. 3 minutes, so that will be 13 minutes so far. Yeah, I'm crying, Chance. The carrots are dark. Yeah, they are getting old. Trying to use them up. Your GM at Cheddar's. You met just today, said, do not hesitate and get some food. Hell yeah. Yeah, God forbid someone starving in a restaurant. That's what we always told our staff too. I mean, it's so expensive to live in Vancouver. And most of the staff doesn't get paid that well in kitchens, so like we'd always say, like, you guys are ever hungry, like, you can have more than one meal. Don't starve yourself just because you can't afford food. It would be a shame. Yeah, they aren't split. So they're not too bad. I mean, they're just maybe starting. I love how you just keep saying the place smells fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna cut the carrots in half first. You can do them that way, or you can hold it on both sides and do it this way. However you're comfortable. And then we're gonna cut them nice bite-sized pieces. That's a rule of thumb for soups. It needs to fit on the spoon and be easy to eat. Yeah, describe the smell. How many seats is the restaurant, Nike? If you don't mind me asking. What? A Hogwarts cafeteria? Man, speaking of Hogwarts, while we're on the Harry Potter thing, did you guys see the Hogwarts castle that Lego just came out with? That's like a need for me. Except that it's $50,000. Maybe 2 more. They're pretty big cookies. Oh, Valentina's is good. I really like Valentina's. Yeah, where's the cookies? They are just about to come out of the oven. Nachos. Just doing the last couple of minutes, making sure they're properly cooked through. Hogwarts, yeah, way too elite. Yeah, how many seats? Like, how many people can eat at the restaurant at one time? Okay, so now, make nice little cubes out of our carrots. Make sure they're all consistent in size. I was wondering about that, Omat. It's like, he's sticking it out with us. I'm impressed. You the best. Wait, who's in India? Yeah, Annie, priorities. Oh, I think we hit that sweet spot. Literally. How do we feel about this? I think I feel good. The bottoms like are just starting to brown. It looks so good. And the other tray looks good too, so I'm just gonna pull out a cooling rack. So that I don't burn the counter. That is key. Woohoo! It's been a minute since I made cookies. It's been a while. Okay, oven can come off. Hard part of the stream is done. Espresso. Simply stunning. Hey, thanks for the follow. Cheers. Did he elaborate on the smell? No, he just said imagine Hogwarts. But Nike's in the clouds right now, so I don't know if we'll get much more than that. Yeah, Annie's getting cookies. If Customs takes this package, I'm gonna be real upset. They should have no reason to. What should I label the package as, though? Not cookies? Just put that. It's not cookies. Bye, Omat. Thanks for chilling with us, man. It's always a good time. Okay, there's our soup base, onion and carrots all chopped up. Now we can take our other bowl here and start processing the rest of the vegetables that we have. So I definitely want to put these squash in that I got from the farm today. Stay thick. With these cookies, that shouldn't be hard, man. See what else we have to work with from my garden. Ooh, some leftover broccoli in here. I don't know if I'll use the cabbage. So we have this little bit of broccoli to use up. And then look at my little squashes that I have. My little crook necks. That's what they're called. And then our beans. That's pretty much the last of our beans at home here. Hey, Tom. How are you, man? Sorry, Elvin. You don't have enough points. Whoa, now you're close. Third on the board gets cookies? I don't know. It might be an option. This is kind of like my trial run with the cookies. Is what I'll eventually want to do is give it as a perk for the tier 3 subs. Because it makes the most sense. Like, I still have to pay for shipping. See if they turn out well when they arrive. And then whoever does a tier 3 sub would get Kate cookies. Yeah, what does number 1 get? A gold star. A round of applause. Well done, Liz. Really great job. Thank you for accruing all of those bones. But that honestly does mean that you have been watching the stream the most. So thank you still. So tip and top our squash. And the good thing about summer squash is that you don't have to take the seeds out. And real quick, before I even carry on with this, let me just put my mixer away. It's really fudging up my system right now. Just taking up all this counter space. And you know what, guys? Since it's 4:20, I put some ciders in the fridge the other day. I think I'm gonna crack open a cider. Have a little drink with ya. I picked one that was very fitting for the season here. Blackberry cider. Okay, what truth is coming out now? You just got lucky when you gambled one time. But you were smart to not gamble them all away. Are you ready for this sound? The best. You know it's Thirsty Thursday when? Cheers, guys. What did I not catch? It's probably better that I didn't catch whatever you guys are fooling around with. Just leave it like that. Sounds like the can of seltzer water. Whether the drink is alcoholic or not. As long as you got that thirst, that's all. This is a blackberry apple cider. It's actually really nice. It's not too sweet. I don't know if it's real blackberry that they use because it tastes pretty fake to me. Oh, 420, yeah. Code 4. You know what? 1620. Okay. I always like to do these guys in half again first. So that's what you get when you open up. I think this is a patty pan. So the seeds are really nice and small still. No, it does not even have the same ring. And I think I'm going to cut it even smaller. And then we'll have to be sure that we cut all of these things very consistent in size. So like this little guy is we're gonna cut down this side. If you're easily alarmed. And then this big one, we will just cut slices off, I guess. That's the best way to do it. Start on the one side. Five more minutes and you're done worky, Alvin. I really love the skin on this one. It's like art, for sure. And now, we're gonna cut our slices. So we're keeping everything nicely cubed. And then turn that. Go the other way. Whoa. I don't know what happened back there, but it sounded like an explosion. Either it was the sheet pan cooling off or the broth coming up to a boil. The veggies are going in the soup, yeah. Bananine. Thanks for the follow. And I think I missed a follow. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for the follow. Definitely not the cookies exploding. I feel like the pan was just cooling off. So it was probably warped a little bit from being hot. I don't know. Let's hope so. Yeah, don't label the package explosives. I love that. Rook, you're back. So since that part is so small, just cut it like that, and then the rest, just cut in half. I think the soup's gonna turn out really nice and colorful. So same with this little neck part of the squash. Do that. And I'll cut this one into 3 since it's a little bit bigger. And once again, just line it up. Oh, fried zouk. So good. So the chicken for this soup, Rook, is so simple. So we made the broth on Tuesday with just the chicken bones and water simmered. And now what we're doing is bringing it back up on the stove because it was gelatinized. So that we're able to take those bones out. Which now that it's all kind of melted, let's say, I'm just gonna shut it off. I just needed to be able to get those bones out easily without everything being stuck to it. So now we're gonna take those bones out, let them cool off, pull any meat off of it, and then I still have a whole chicken that we're gonna kind of poach in the broth to cook. And then we'll pull that guy out, pull all the meat off, give it a little bit of a season, and then call it a day pretty much. Put the chicken meat back in the soup when it's almost done, so you just need to heat it up and cook the dumplings in it. Very simple recipe. It is posted in Discord if you want to try it out. And feel free to kind of fool around with the recipe and make it your own. We're also going to put a bunch of fresh herbs into the soup when we put the onion and carrots in. So we still got some prep work to do for sure. But that's the thing that I find with soups is it's a lot of prep work and then really easy execution. You feel like Steve Carell's character on Anchorman. Epic. Yeah, veggies don't look like this. What is this? Since when are they colorful? Tom, thank you for the biddies. That is much appreciated. And you doing that just reminded me to take a drink of my cider. Ah, browning the chicken. Yeah, that will create more flavor for sure. That's an option. You can put the chicken under the broiler. Why not? Oh, speaking of icons, so Solid finished up the sub badges. We're just waiting for him to send them over. So we'll have the sub badges for the channel for sure tomorrow for Friday's stream. Pretty stoked about them. They turned out really nice. Okay, let's get into the beans. So a lot of people take this little pointy part off the bean. I don't think that's necessary, but you definitely want to take the little stem part off. What is it? It is the icon of a knife. And then it's categorized by colors. It's really cool looking. He did a great job. He just really understands what I'm going for. I think that's really important when you have an artist making stuff to represent you, is they need to understand what you like and how you want things to look. Yeah, so he based the knife off of my blade. And it's just a simple, round, black background. And then the knife blade is like shaded with colors. It really stands out. I think it's gonna look great. And I can't wait to share them with you guys. Chance says, yeah. Have you guys ever had different colored beans before, other than the green ones? Like these purple or yellow ones? Wax beans, yes. Yeah, I guess they are also called wax beans. You were talking about pipe threads? What? No wonder I was lost. Mold colored beans. Oh, Alvin. Real quick. Okay, guys, since everyone's in here, are you ready for question of the day? I think it's about that time. Question today for you guys is, does your family have a cherished recipe that's been passed on through generations? And is it secret or is it shared? Because some people are really protective of their family recipes, like they won't tell anyone else other than their family. And then you get those people like my brewmaster that are like, yeah, it's 90 years old, but here's the recipe. I think you deserved to cook it too. Just one? Okay, you can list a couple for sure. Elvin, really? I was thinking you would for sure have one. Wild rice with sausage and water chestnuts? That is like one of the most interesting recipes I've ever heard. Wild rice with sausage and water chestnuts. How is it prepared? Like pilaf style? You have recipes and you do share in a manner of speaking. Fair enough. Yeah, my family has recipes too. Obviously, we have our pierogi recipe, the sour cabbage for sauerkraut, so that's on my mom's side. On my dad's side, which is all French, we have a tourtière recipe, that's my grandpa's. What else? I don't know if there's more than that on my dad's side. You wish you knew your grandma's potato salad recipe, but it was amazing. Lots of eggs in it. Yum. I don't know if I've made potato salad yet on stream. Maybe once. There's a soup Dominicans make named sancocho. No secrets there. That's awesome, Liz. Potato salad with beets? The sausage is fried and mixed together with the rice afterwards. Yum. Ah, the mushrooms. Okay, the mushrooms would definitely bring everything together then. That makes a little bit more sense now. It's cool to see people using water chestnuts like that, though. Usually they're just put into a stir fry or something. Yeah, potato salad with beets would just make it an amazing color. Tomato tartar? What? What is that? Tomato tartar? You knew I was gonna say it like that. Tomato tartar? This is craziness, Alvin. I don't know if I've ever had fresh water chestnuts. It's not a full recipe, but you learned a technique for making poached chicken and chicken soup that's crystal clear. Okay, so very kind of similar to how I've been preparing the chicken soup then. That's a good skill to have though, as well. A lot of people aren't able to get clear broths like this. But it's definitely easier than you think. Nike, yeah, it's called bruschetta. Bruschetta. Ah, you guys make a Dominican potato salad with beets. And Dominican food is pretty interesting, Liz. A lot of things that I did not think would be prepared there. But you guys know I love anything with beets. Yeah, bloody fingers potato salad. Watch out, world. She puts the chicken in a glass bowl, fills with water, and puts the whole bowl inside a bigger pot. Cool. Like double boils it. It's an interesting way to kind of poach it. Okay, we're almost done the beans, guys. I know it's rough. All of this prep work for what? Woo! Teasy with the host. Thank you, thank you. Liz, it's dope. I will take your word for it. Okay, this bean and this bean can also be pepper snacks. So she has some nuts and beans to come and eat later when she wins. One of us, one of us. Yeah, pinching the bean ends for sure is pretty much just as fast. It's true. I don't know, maybe I've used a knife too much. It's made me less effective. Sometimes we don't have to worry about presentation, right? Okay, so now we can go back to our beaners. And how do we want to cut them? That is the question at hand. So first thing we got to do is line them all up so our ends are even. You've been a nut for a while. And I think I might do like 1-inch pieces. Okay, maybe like 3/4 inch. I think that looks good. I have to say, I definitely regretted picking this recipe after I like tore my hand open. Because the way that I tore the callus open is it's the part that sits right on the knife blade. So I was just pressing so hard that it literally split the skin. So now every time I press on the same spot. R.I.P. finger. R.I.P. Oh my gosh, 5 pounds of coffee. Man, how do you drink it that fast? Everyone says like, oh, coffee like doesn't taste as good after 2 weeks. Did you buy any that really stood out to you, Optrix? How are we doing? 4:40. We're still good for time, guys. I'm not worried. In sealed glass jars with rubber gaskets. You mean like the way that I have mine set up too? Please tell me you have these jars. The best. And all it is like an old mustard jar that I washed out. Do I freeze my beans? Like if I have too many in dog? Yeah, you can freeze beans, but you have to blanch them first. Otherwise, they'll just go really soggy. Which sucks, because then you're like pre-cooking it, right? But I guess if you blanch properly, like really quickly, so in hot boiling water that's salted, and then take them out, put them into an ice bath right away to stop the cooking. They'll freeze really well, and they should still come out crunchy when you thaw them. Hopefully. Oh, coffee beans. Guys, there's too many beans. But yeah, I've never frozen coffee beans before. That could be a viable option. I do that with nuts. Oh, your jars were made in Italy. Yeah, no big deal. I just got the peasant stuff. Support a local roaster even though it's not the best. Fair enough. Yeah, that's what we do too. The local roaster here is called Stick in the Mud. I have to say the coffee's really good. And that's what we have at work as well at the restaurant. Coffee smells good, but you can't bring yourself to drink it. How come, Liz? Man, I am a coffee fiend. If I could, I would drink it probably all the time. I don't think I would like live though. Literally accelerate my death. This is like the longest like bean curl I've ever seen. Someone can choke on that. Oh no, Liz is back into the caramel corn already. Yours is called the Roastery. I like it. It's too late for photos. The corn is gone. There's no evidence left. Yeah, good thing you provide the corn on a daily basis. Okay, so after this, what we're gonna move on to is taking that chicken out of the broth, first of all. And then, like Rick said, maybe we should like brown off our whole chicken first, just to put more flavor into it. So we'll do that and then finish cooking it in that broth, just like the last stuff. And then by that time we can probably make the dumplings. And then maybe start the soup base with the carrots and the onions. Oh, we still gotta prep some herbs as well to go in. Keep everything nice and fresh. Bye, Elvin. Have a good trip. Thanks for chilling. That's a big bowl of veg already. Like, that's heavy. Oh, one more thing, the broccoli. Before it goes bad on us. I think the broccoli will be good in the soup still. Brady threw a touchdown to Chris Hogan. Woohoo! I'm not a huge football fan, but I'll celebrate with you. Hello, Zoe. How are you today? So we just need to cut our broccoli into nice bite-sized pieces, almost like this. Like this one's perfect. And any stems that are big, we give to Doggo. You know this. Might be easier to use the paring knife here. More delicate things. Doggo! Yeah, where is she? Yeah, a lot of things happened 24 years ago for you, Nike. Big, big things. There we go. This is gonna be the biggest pot of soup ever. There we go. Vegetables have arrived. Oh, I just turned around and saw the cookies. What do we do about them? They look so good. Doggo gets a bonus bean. I'm done prepping the veg. That's it. The bean didn't make it. Now it will be savagely eaten by a dog. I think we will quickly chop the herbs though, and that way pretty much all the soup prep is done. Annie, what is that from? Maybe I know this song, maybe I don't. Okay, we got tarragon, parsley, not cilantro in here, rosemary, and sage. And then maybe we'll use some chives as a garnish. All of the same things. Whoa, helicopter. How are you? One of the worst songs George Harrison ever wrote. Now we know. Nike, you're really good with music trivia. Okay, our tarragon has seen better days. It really doesn't last that long. And it is quite strong. I don't want to put too much in the soup. Maybe that amount is good. And then I think the rest of this is probably going to be composted. Lamb and potato stew with naan. Ugh, everyone's having Indian food. Yum. Liz. Yeah, he didn't last long either. Just put him in the compost then, Liz. You know what to do. Basil would probably be good in here too. Wow, Liz. Breaks his wiener. You heard it here first, guys. Oh no, that is bad. Just keep it in your pants. All I'm gonna say. So there was a little bit of basil in that bag with the parsley, and I am okay with this. I mean, just because it's your half sister doesn't mean it's okay still. What do people think? Chop. That's what we're going for. Yeah, we support you, Liz. It's true. Of course we do. Yes, raise that glass of water. Yeah, and then burps caramel corn. Perfect, Optrix. Perfect. It's true, Nike. Not every guy is like that. Okay, what is going on in this group chat with the fan? We're all alone. Keep those stems out of your herbs, guys. No stems, no sticks. The worst Optrix. Yeah, I have my routine where Wednesdays before I go to work, I can crush like 3 loads of laundry in 3 hours. And then I always put all the clean stuff on the bed because I always think I'm gonna fold it after work. And then it gets pushed off the bed until Thursday. And then I fold it Thursday morning. Solid routine though. Works well, have to say. It's tried and true. Rook, how can a company that makes programming controllers not have a phone system that works properly? Oh my goodness. Keep getting disconnected because their automated phone options don't work. That doesn't even make sense, man. Tell them to grow up. Yeah, don't do your laundry and just buy brand new clothes every single week. Oh, your white vests all turned red. I did that before too. I washed something new that I didn't think was gonna run with my lights and everything turned pink. But it could have been worse. Yeah, who even repeats outfits? Like, come on. Okay, into the rosemary and the sage. And then we'll quickly do the chives. Laundry is pretty easy. It's definitely better than cleaning poopy toilets. Or even cleaning the kitchen. But I mean, cleaning the kitchen to me is part of my job. So that doesn't really seem like housework. That just is work. Yeah, laundry is pretty boring. And just how long you have to wait between cycles to even do it. Okay, let's stack our sage. Stack those herbs, guys. And then, as always, nice little slice down the middle, lengthwise. Are you watching the clothes wash? I feel like I would get dizzy. Exactly, Nike. Yeah, I do that for a living. That was perfect. Boom. Here's our herbs for our zuppa. Okay, last little bit of prep. We're doing good still. And I think I'm going to take a bathroom break after this. It's creeping up on me. Actually, maybe right now. Bobby's like, nah, we're going right now. Be back in like 20 seconds, guys. What did I miss? Chef! Welcome in, guys. How was the stream? Whoa, Chance, you're sneaking cookies? I don't know how Optrix is gonna feel about that. Okay. Finally chop our chives for our garnish. Yeah, he's literally taking a chance. Nike, that indica. Are you into couch? Anyone needs Nike, he's into couch. Hot chocolate and Reese's cups. I like how my little piles are consecutively getting smaller. We're making art, guys. We gotta keep doing it. Yeah, faster. Go faster. Ah! There goes my finger. We made a chive tree. Liz, you are a tree. Rhesus monkeys? What is that? Is it actually a type of monkey though? Am I missing something here? Guys, why am I so lost on all the puns today? Over Kate's head. Just gone. Okay, finally. I can put the camera up again. That was a good chopping sesh. Hola! How are you, oh crap? Spin the herbies away. And then we turned in some lights on. Okay, we gotta strain our broth. First things first. I know. I really want to eat a cookie, guys. I really, really want to. Should we? Should we maybe break one open? I think we gotta get that chicken cooking pretty quick, though. Okay. I got my empty pot here with the colander on top. It's such sunshine on your world when you say, "How are you, crap?" Yeah. I love that. Careful to not splash like that. These Colanders are very risky to use. Once you get a little bit of liquid in the bottom though, it's okay. And dang, this smells good. We didn't even make the dumplings yet, Rook. We're just straining out the broth. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's pretty nice golden in color. And then I'm gonna try and be pretty careful here. Probably just gonna use tongs to take out these big bones. Otherwise it's just gonna splash everywhere. And yeah, it should definitely just fall apart like that. Not the best looking. But this is the stuff you don't see when you get like an amazing sauce at a restaurant. This is what goes on. Yeah, this flavor, like I could just drink the broth on its own right now. Oh God. There's broth everywhere. Okay, so now we need to clean out the soup pot because we're gonna use this big one to make the soup in. Obviously we need all of the surface area. Biggest vessel you can find. And you want to clean it up pretty well because we're going to saute the veggies in it first. So you don't want anything that can maybe burn on the bottom. Let's do that. And then I think our next step here to just put a little pie pan under our colander so that it can drain. Woo! Oh my God. So much broth everywhere. Nice win, Rook. What's in the dumplings? So the dumplings are flour, some of this broth, either shortening or butter, baking powder, and salt. And that's it. But you can put really whatever you want in there if you want to flavor them up some different way. Do you think we'll even be able to fit the chicken into this pot? Actually, I need to take a cup of the broth out right now anyways. Let's just do that. And we only need it to be warm to make the dumplings later, so I'll just set that aside. Yeah, put the coffee salt in the dumplings. Who knows, maybe it will taste delicious. Okay, maybe the chicken will fit into this pot now. And with that being said, I need to take the cookies off of the stove top. Maybe this way they won't torture you anymore. Nice, oh crap. Now you have enough bones to enter the salt giveaway if you want. Unless you think that you can't get them in India. So let's turn our broth on. And that stuff's not that hot. So I think we can start pulling the meat off of this. Using tortillas or biscuits for the dumplings. Who uses tortillas? That's insanity. Yeah, Rook, we just cut up a bunch of mixed herbs. So I got like tarragon, sage, rosemary, and thyme. I could put a little bit into the dumplings in the mix, but I was just gonna put most of it into the soup. You have the exact same pot. I love that. Matching, we're twinsies. Okay, so here's our whole chicken. Take that out for a sec. And I don't know if the oven will heat up in time, but I can do a quick broil just to crisp the skin up a bit. I'm down to try that, Rook. I like your method. The madness. Yes, you are, Octrix. You will do your laundry. Hey, vegan gelato. If you add turmeric to meat while cooking like this, it's a very good antibiotic. Ooh. But it would also color the broth too, right? I don't know if I want a really yellow broth. But yeah, turmeric is supposed to be really, really good for you. So I do need to take this little tie off of the chicken that's holding it together. You always use turmeric? Yeah, I don't think I use it enough. Okay, just washing up my chicken ends. Why don't we give this guy a little bit of seasoning? Now I want biscuits, guys. Biscuits with the red-eye gravy. Like Scrump was talking about. I think I'm just gonna go plain salt. We'll have enough flavoring in the broth from everything else. And since we're taking the skin off, I think it would be a waste to use something more expensive. You use red cashmere chili powder. Sounds so good. It's not that spicy. And I love chili powder. That one sounds really good. I mean, most of the chili powders you get here are Mexican, not Kashmiri. You're one of the puppets from Genesis's song Land of Illusion. What? I don't know what you're talking about, but I hope that someone does. 'Cause it sounds pretty funny. Okay, maybe a little bit of pepper on here too. I can't believe it's already 5:15. Hey Rush, how are you? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. We are not doing rotisserie chicken, so we're gonna quickly brown this one under the broiler in the oven, just to get some color on it. Like Rick said, that's gonna add more flavor. And then we're gonna put it into our stock pot here, or our broth pot, to finish cooking it. So like a nice slow cook. And then we'll pull all the meat off of it and put it back into the soup once it's finished. Rush, how's baby Thomas doing? Okay, how are we doing on our list? Heat the stock and strain it. Cut all of our vegetables for the soup. We haven't pulled the chicken yet. We did bake our cookies though. So all we have to do left is pull the chicken, make our dumplings, and then finish the soup off in the other large pot. Pretty easy, guys, but it does take time. Who doesn't like chicken skin? Honestly, chicken skin adds so much flavor, but I don't like when it gets soggy in soup. Oh yeah. Okay, that broiler's hot. This should only take a couple of minutes. Thomas is doing great. He's getting big. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear everything's going well with him. Nice, healthy babe. Okay, while our chicken broils, make sure I check that in the next couple of minutes. Let's start to pull this chicken off. You rewarded yourself with a beer. I like your style. You deserve that, Optrix. Sometimes adulting is hard. I feel you, man. What kind of beer are you drinking? We don't want any bones or like cartilage in the soup, or at least I don't. But I guess if you're into that kind of thing, that's okay. Stone Arrogant Bastard IPA. Yum. That sounds delicious. Chickens have so many little bones. It's craziness. But it's also surprising how much meat you actually get off these bones when you cook it like this. A breakfast stout for dinner. Nice. Chicken's already browning up. Things are going well. What is a breakfast stout? Never heard it called a breakfast stout before. It's like a meal in a bottle. Makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna check this chicken before it burns. Oh my gosh, oh crap. Why do I remind you of that? Sammy.
That's me.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you? Oh yeah, you had your math meeting today, Optrix. He will work out all right. You guys will get along. That's good.
That'll work out alright.
What?
So that'll work out alright, I guess.
Yeah, Sammy will work out. He's alright. Hey, Steve, how are ya? How are things?
We can't have cookies, right?
Have one of
Oh.
those ones. I haven't tried one yet either. Guys, the Cookie Monster's home. You gotta
Monster.
break it open in front of the camera.
Monsters are
Sammy's here, guys. He's ready for a cookie. The taste tester. Ah. Is it good?
no.
How's the salt?
Salty.
But it's not too salty, is it?
Nope.
Okay. I guess that's a yes on the cookies then? There wasn't much else said? Sometimes when there's not much said, that's a good thing. Sammy's not a big talker when he eats. Whoa, Freaky! How are you? I didn't know you were in here. Back to the chicken carnage. Yeah, you know what, Steve? I've been really busy as well, but good. As long as we're busy and good, I think that's the important thing. Sucks when you're like stressed and busy. That's when I feel like things don't always go your way. Oh man, now we got a doggo down here too. Doggo snack time. Her snacks are over here.
Schmuck it.
We have the snack pile.
Hey,
Hashi! Hashi, come here! Oh, why did you drop your baby? Well, she was carrying a bunny for you guys. But now she's just here for the snacks. Yeah, when he doesn't talk, that means he's enjoying it. Totally. Yeah, Sam is just like, when we eat, like he's just there to eat. Not there to chat. He'll chat after he eats. But when there's food in front of him, he's just gonna eat it. And you know what? That's fair. Can't get mad at that. The guy just wants to enjoy his food. I'm making 2 types of chicken. Well, not really. I mean, we use the bones and stuff to make the broth on Tuesday. And so that's what's kind of boiling over in this pot. And then we're gonna cook a whole chicken just because I don't think there'll be enough meat from the bones. So we're just quickly broiling it to crisp up the skin and create some flavor. And then we'll cook it slowly in that broth until it's tender, which will probably take around 20 minutes. Really, Freaky? I'm down to streaming 4 days a week now, but I've still been doing it consistently every week. Just Wednesdays I work at the restaurant now, part-time. So maybe that's why you haven't seen me as much.
That's the only day that changed them.
Yeah, that's the only day that changed. And oh crap, yeah, I make some big portions so that we can have enough to have lunch the next day. So it's kind of like a meal prep, I guess, where I cook like 8 portions for 4 people so that everyone can have a lunch the next day and not have to worry about like going out to eat or anything like that, because that gets expensive really quick. So it's easier for me to just make 4 more portions than for us to buy lunch out all the time. What cookies did I make? Oh, perfect question, Rush. I made salted caramel chip. So don't know if you guys have those where you are, but Hershey's makes a salted caramel chip now. Instead of like a chocolate chip, it's salted caramel. It's really, really yummy. And I haven't used it to make a cookie yet. And apparently Sammy says it's really good. Leftovers, yeah. Especially soup. Like, soup is such a great leftover. And if anything, it actually gets better when you have it the next day. Because those flavors get to sit together overnight and really intensify. I know some people are like so weird about leftovers, they absolutely will not eat them. But to me, it just makes sense for sure money-wise to make leftovers. And also time. Like, it's way quicker to make multiple portions of one meal than to make like 3 or 4 separate meals. And it's also easy when everyone is willing to eat the same food as well. I know some people are a little bit picky about what they eat, so that can get difficult. Plus, Sammy eats a lot. It's true. He's a big boy. You need to move next door. I mean, you could come over for dinner instead of just like spying through the window. That would be okay. But I mean, if you're comfortable there, then that's fine with me. Okay, I'm gonna check on that chicken that we have in the oven. I think we're almost done pulling this meat anyways. Yeah, box them up. Well, that's the thing, Rush, is I made the cookies for Death Fury and Optrix because they've given so many gifted subs in the channel. So I'm actually going to send the cookies to them so that they can enjoy it. There we go. So look at this. We got some crisp skin happening. I think I'm just going to turn this thing over and we'll put it back in under the broiler and brown up the backside of the chicken. Yeah, some dishes really do taste better the next day. And I find it's anything that's like really saucy or broth based. Okay. Little chicken butt action for you guys. Back in we go. Yeah, chili for days. Chili and curry, yeah, curry for sure. Hey, Armored. You wanted Liz to think it's because you're third on the leaderboard. Hilarious. Yeah, I think she really wants some cookies too. Aw, thanks, Northern Script. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I like to use my Instagram as like kind of like my chef portfolio, where people get to see what I cook. And I also just really like taking pictures of food and I guess showing that creativity and some inspiration for people to cook for themselves as well. live alone. Leftovers are life. Yes. Yeah, like if you make up 4 portions for yourself, then you don't even have to cook the next day or two, right? Saves a lot of time when you meal prep like that. Nike, you feeling better now, man? Your body's starting to relax after you did that? Your mom comes once a week and cooks curries and veggies for 4 days? That's unreal. Yeah, moms are the best. Gotta take care of their kiddos. Ah! Chicken's running away, guys. Aw, thanks, Northern. I really appreciate that compliment. That's awesome. Oh, now you miss mom. Aw. Okay, I hear some sizzling going on in the oven. Speaking of moms, that's what Sammy's doing right now. He's talking to his mama. Not there yet. Close though. And then that chicken's going right into the just simmering broth. You don't want to boil the chicken because then it's going to get dry and tough and stringy. So we definitely don't want that. You always sit on the kitchen counter while your mom keeps making batches of dosas. Oh my goodness. You guys talking about your Indian food today? Now I really want some Indian food. Foods that taste better the second day. Armored has given us a list. Potato salad, turkey dressing. Oh yeah, like stuffing. Popcorn tastes better the second day? Really, you think that? Maybe just because the butter has all soaked in? That would make sense. Yeah, me and Box are like, really? Popcorn? This is new. Armored's just blowing our minds. Okay, one more peek. I get my haircut tomorrow before the stream. So excited. What? Annie with the resub. Honestly, yeah, 5-month hype. So happy to have you around, man. Love learning from you. And I love teaching you stuff about food. All in all, fun times. And thank you for all the support. Yeah, Chance, I'm told that my curry is better the second day. If there's any left. that makes sense, Armored. Yeah, it's a bit more chewy. For sure, I agree with that one. Man, half a year. And I've already been streaming for 8 months. I can't even believe it. Fish curry. See, I feel like people don't make that very often. I don't even know if I've made a fish curry yet. Oh, I feel like I've made a salmon curry before. And that's really yummy. Because the salmon is fatty, right? Banana, I'm glad you're getting hungry watching this. Because some people are really grossed out by this. But it's like, dang. You kind of have to be attached to your food like this. Like, not everything can be like boneless, skinless. Okay, some slim pickings left here in the colander. I think that's it. We did it. And I think that chicken is ready to come out. So look at all that meat that we got off of those 4 chicken carcasses. That is quite a bit. Yeah, the bowl might be flashing. You're not having a seizure. At least I hope not. And I feel like this chicken's gonna be smoky when we pull it out right now. I'm just gonna turn that fan up. Ready? Go. There we go. The oven can come off. There we go. Just a little bit of color there. And plus, that also helps to cook it a little bit, so it's not going to take as long in the broth. Come over here. Use our tongs. Turn my fan back down. I'm gonna go breast side up. There we go, guys. And then whatever fat's on this pan, you just pour it in there. And then, like I said, about 20 minutes to finish cooking that chicken. We'll be pretty close on timings today for sure. But since our other chicken is already cold, so now we can move on to making the soup broth, which really doesn't take long. All right, Rush. Thank you for the love, man. And I hope you have an awesome day at work. Have you ever had canned air? Where did we go just now? We have a cookbook called the Spice Cookbook. Yum. Yeah, when we were a kid, or when you were a kid, flip-flops were called thongs. Weird. Panda, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, where are the thongs when you ask for them? Hilarious. Okay. So this pot, we're gonna put to medium-high temp. And we just need a little bit of olive oil in the bottom to cover so that we can saute our onion and carrot. And we'll let that get nice and hot before we put those vegetables in. When you were a kid, shoes were made out of wood. Fish curry are sour and spicy dishes, usually loaded with tamarind and okra. Yum. Canned air. Are you guys serious about this canned air? What are you talking about? Okay, I'm just gonna run the peas under some water in the sink. I think they're still just a little bit frozen. It's a Spaceballs. I haven't seen that movie very recently. I think I was too young when I watched it first to like really remember all of those references. And plus, I'm just terrible with movie references anyways. Sorry, guys. I gotta make the dumplings still. And what is it? 2 cups? 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of broth, a 1/4 inch slice of shortening, it says. But I'm gonna use butter because I don't have any shortening left. And then just a little bit of baking powder to make it fluff up. This oil is nice and hot. Ready for that sizzle? I'm gonna use the bowl from the veg. Yeah, we got that sizzle. You want that stuff to brown up really well before we put any liquid into there. So mix all of our dry ingredients for our dumplings first. It says crumble in the butter or the shortening, and then lastly finish with the broth. Yeah, ludicrous. But you know what, guys? I have to go grab some more flour. So I'll be right back. nuked the flour bucket today already. The stream shouldn't be laggy. I think we fixed our internet issues. So hopefully that's only you, sadly, but it shouldn't be me. One cup. Two cups. Give these veggies a stir. And now our baking powder, we need 1 teaspoon. You've never seen a whole baked chicken submerged in broth before. It's kind of reminding me of like Mr. Bean or something. I don't know why, Optrix. I don't know why. Okay, we also need a teaspoon of salt in here. That's important. You gotta season your dumplings still. And now we will portion up our butter, which in reality should probably be cold. It might have some cold stuff in the fridge. Yes. Well, maybe I do have a little bit of shortening. Not very much though. Okay, we'll see what we have for shortening in there. And then we'll just substitute with whatever butter we need. Okay, we're starting to caramelize. Okay, that's definitely not enough. I think we need just another little piece like that from the butter though. What? People are saying we should never have called flour a food product? Who is saying that? That is absurd. Flour is like one of the most important things in the world. Okay, there we go. There's our fats. Give this a little stir because I know it's going to cook up pretty quick. Whoa. Onions going wild. Okay, I just want to whisk the dry ingredients together before we crumble everything in here. Yeah, we're doing the broth Rook's way. I think it's gonna be great. Guys, Nike's feeling good today. Free entertainment for all. Shortening's just so soft. You usually just brown the meat and place it in a stock pot with water and veggies. Yeah, broil it first. Well, that's pretty much what he said, I think. But yeah, don't boil it. Always simmer your meat. Always. Boiling is a no-no. Okay, this veg is almost there. See if I can quickly mix this. Just want to kind of crumble it into the flour, and that way it doesn't really stick to your hands either. Washing. You should definitely try and make a risotto, Nike. Okay, that feels good. So our fats are crumbled up into little pieces. Definitely making a little bit of a mess, but I need to add some broth into our soup pot there. Or our veg burns a bit. You don't want that. I'm just gonna ladle a bit in. Yeah. Woohoo! That's steamy. And just to check our chicken to make sure it's done, all I'm gonna do is put a thermometer in it. And if it's like 140 Fahrenheit, then we're good to take it out of there. And we can put the rest of the broth into our soup pot. Feels like it's good. Oh yeah, we're at like 150. So, going back over with our colander. Take our chicken. Oh god. Try and drain out any broth. And do that. Ta-da! And this. over with our broth for the biscuits or the dumplings, because this is just gonna get stirred in. And then I'm gonna drop the dumplings into that hot broth. And then while the broth and dumplings cook, then we can pull the rest of the meat off the chicken, or more like carve it since it's really hot still. Put the veg into the soup. And then everything should come together. If you need to, obviously you can ladle in a little bit more broth, which it looks like we will need. We might have got an onion or two into there. You know what I'm doing real quick? Putting all of our herbs in here. You passed Trist for second place. Oh no. Yeah, I hope he is doing okay. Maybe he's just busy with work. You don't want to overwork this dough too much. So you just want to mix it until most of the flour is absorbed. So I think I'm good with that. And then you know what I'm gonna use is just my little like ice cream scooper or portioner. I'm just gonna use that to drop the dumplings in. So they're a little bit smaller. And then you wanna make sure that your broth is pretty much only simmering. So something like this size, I think that's about a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. Indominus Voids, thanks for the follow and welcome in. Is that a house arrest ankle bracelet? No, it's from Sam's mom. We made this together. It's got lava rock on it. Hey, just scoop your dumplings in. Obviously, you want these dumplings to be consistent in size so that they cook consistently as well. You make some big and some small, you'll get some mushy ones and some undercooked ones. So we don't want that either. I really like how they float to the surface as well. I'm just doing a 5-minute timer, guys. 5 minutes. And then we can put the rest of the vegetables in so they finish cooking. Don't trip over Mr. Doggo. Where is she? I was gonna give her her snacks now. You're in 8th grade. Welcome in. We like the young peeps too. Maybe you can learn some stuff. How to cook. Happiness is seeing an ice cream scooper. I like that. Okay, that looks good. Okay, let's go over to our chicken. So this is gonna be maybe a little bit savage for some of you. And I'm gonna put on gloves, because gloves are actually a little bit of a heat barrier as well. So that's really handy. And I'm actually gonna keep this in bigger pieces. Oh no, Indominus. He had to get stitches because he cut himself. He's gotta be careful. I know working with knives is dangerous. Sometimes mistakes are made. It happens. Okay, so we're gonna take the breastbone off first. Just take off any of the stringy or the skin stuff. Nathan, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. And we're just going to cut alongside this breastbone that's in the center here. And if the chicken is cooked well, it should come off really easy like that. And do the other side. Hey Jalal, I just saw you pop in here. How are you? Oh nice, Nathan, that's awesome. I love Chef. Fellow Canadian, he makes really awesome food. And we both like to support each other. So, you should be able, obviously this is hot so it's a little bit difficult for me, but should be able to take the chicken breast off. And then whatever meat is left on the carcass, obviously we can just pull off. Yeah, Robin is a good guy. It is true. Do we listen to Young Thug? I don't know if I ever have Despacito, bro. There's just so many different rappers these days. Can't keep track. So there's our other chicken breast. Look at that sheen on there. Woohoo! That reflection. And now the legs. Pretty easy. Once again, we'll take the skin off since it's all soggy now from being in the stock. And I think I'm gonna flip this over. And then honestly, look at this. You can just pull it off like that. But we don't want those bones in there, right? At least I don't think so. But I want to separate the drumstick from the thigh. So I just open it up like that, cut off the knuckle, and then I'm going to try to take off the whole drumstick in one piece. So we might be able to just slide it off. Maybe I should have went the other way. Okay, that's our timer to put our veg in. So this really big pot or bowl is going in. Give this a little stir if you need to. There we go. try to not break up the dumplings too much either. Okay, back to our chicken. So maybe another 5 minutes on that, just to cook the veg, and that way it's not soggy. And then we should be good to go. And it's soup time. Wait, what did I just miss? All I see is Vancouver Island up on my chat. Okay, it's just the giveaway. Just the giveaway. Okay, maybe we'll be able to pull the thigh out, but I doubt it. First I gotta take the hip bone off, which is this guy underneath. So that's there. And then we just have one bone going this way in the chicken thigh. Give it a little twist. Yeah, we're playing games. It came out pretty good. And that way people can actually like choose what type of meat other than the shredded meat that they want to eat with their soup. I think that's a nice little option. A different way to serve it for sure. So let's try this other leg here and see how we can do. Sam just losing his bones nonstop. Classic. Sam is in the shower and he's in chat right now. What is going on? Yeah, wait until everyone else loses. Next level chat, yeah, waterproof cell phone, it's true. Now I see the method to his madness. So the drumstick doesn't really come out that nice. So I think we should just pull that meat. But the thigh and the breast, for sure, you can present a little bit nicer if you so desire. But if you don't really care, then just pull it all and throw it into the pot. It's true, Despazibro. We had a sauce combo already. Been saucing all day. There we go. It is, yeah, it's true. It's a little bit more difficult. So there's our other thigh. And you honestly want to know what the best part of the chicken is? This little thing right here on the back. This is called the chicken oyster. So just slide your thumb under that. And it's called the oyster because it literally looks like a little oyster. That's like one of the most tender pieces on the chicken. I always fight over that piece. Okay, I'm not going to fool around with the rest of this. I'll pull it after the stream. Let's get back to our soup over here. And then I just want to slice up this chicken breast. And your secret. Don't tell him the secret, Sing Dog. Okay. So I think I'll portion these into 4 to start. And because this like just came out of the broth, it's still warm. And then we're gonna be pouring the hot broth over top, right? So that's gonna heat it up as well. And that way it's not gonna get overcooked. So I'm just gonna do nice slices. Like that. I'm gonna try this little end piece. Actually nicely seasoned already. Fish cheeks, oh my gosh. Man, they're just so expensive. Fish cheeks that some people just don't even care. But yeah, they are so good. Halibut cheeks, I think, are like better than actual halibut. Nike. All of the sauce. Oh, walleye cheeks. Man, we used to fish for walleye all the time when I was young. I think I want a little piece of the thigh too. Actually, no. I'm good. I'll just put some of the pulled meat into my bowl. I'm gonna try and present this a little bit nice. And we almost forgot the peas.
No!
Not the peas.
Not the peas!
But that's okay because peas only take like a minute to heat up. I'm gonna try a little piece of squash. It is tender. Let's try one of the beans. It's got crunch, but that's tender as well. I'm gonna turn that to low. And then we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna move this, wash it off a little bit. And then it's time for the plate up, my friends. All of this work. You've never had walleye or trout? They're like some of the best fish. Okay, nice white bull. Yeah, the fish that landed on your plates never had cheeks. It is actually a cut from the fish, like on their cheek. So it's gonna be like by the gill. It's like right up here. Really, really tender part. And they're quite expensive if you want to buy them on their own. Okay, I'm gonna start to pick some stuff out of here. A couple of dumplings. I'm gonna go for 3 smaller ones. They almost look like wontons. Kind of ladle your veg around. Some more broccoli. Come back over here. And so I didn't fill the bowl completely yet. So I want to present the chicken in here. Where'd that little oyster go, guys?
It came from here.
Yeah, where'd it go though? I think it's right there. The oyster. And we'll put our chicken breast right in the middle.
You still need sauce?
Sauce?
Like soup?
Yeah, I still need a little bit of broth.
Okay.
And I didn't season it yet.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking at so far. And then kind of glaze the chicken with the broth. It's got that nice sheen on it again. And yeah, that's what I was just gonna do is give broth a little taste to taste. Good couple handfuls of salt. So Sammy's putting probably what, 2-3 tablespoons worth of salt in there to season the broth since we haven't added any salt yet. I'll make sure to salt mine after this. And then just our nice little chive garnish. But I think it's important to not garnish on this beautiful chicken breast and cover it up. Pasta for chicken soup. You know what's good is like orzo
Orzo's good.
for chicken soup, or maybe shells.
Just cook it and add it in afterwards.
Yeah, cook the pasta separate. So there's that, guys. A little bit fancier version of chicken and dumpling soup with all fresh veggies. Yeah, you know what? These soup bowls are actually Kate Spade. I got 2 of them when they were on sale at the Bay. Okay, photo time now, guys. And then we'll have a little tasty taste. Oh yeah, dumpling like noodles, like kind of like egg noodles. That'd be delicious. What do you do?
Stealing all the chicken. Shrivel. Come on.
I think a little bit of like fresh tomato would look really good in here. The dog says yes. So you know what I'm gonna do quick? Is that. I think it just needs a little bit more color for the chicken to pop since everything's bland. And you know what? The tomatoes are so delicate that they will totally get heat up by the broth. It's not a necessity, but I think the sweetness could also contrast nicely. Okay. Do it for the gram, guys. Yum. Okay, finally. Finally. We can eat. Posh. What do you think? Monster. Okay, so first things first, let's check our dumpling. Oh, yeah. Yum. Master Chef ramen bowl. Now I want ramen. Mmm. The dumplings literally just melt in your mouth. So, so good with the broth. Considering I haven't seasoned the broth at all. Okay, let's try some of the chicken. With the veg and broth. Doggo's going nuts. Mmm. Like, the broth is just that. Like, you just get straight chicken flavor. Yeah, it melts in your mouth, not your hand. And that way, just having the broth, that straight chicken flavor, it really lets the other vegetables shine through. Like, you get that nice crunch from the peas. And then if you have a little piece of squash or broccoli, it's not just masked by like a heavy, heavy chicken broth. Plus the vegetables still have texture. And I think that really helps with their flavor as well. It doesn't get as confusing when you eat the soup and everything kind of just mushes together in your mouth. Mmm, soft-boiled egg halves. That would be interesting. I do love that in my ramen, for sure. And yeah, the chicken is perfectly moist, guys. So that's like a little bit of an elevated way to do a chicken and dumpling soup. But the most important thing is to make sure you do your broth the day ahead. Let it sit in the fridge overnight so it really draws out all of the flavor from the bones. And then prep your soup the next day. And the dumplings need the broth in them when you make it. That's about it though, guys. Chicken and dumpling soup. The recipe is in Discord if you want to get in there. And thank you for chilling with me today. I know it wasn't like that exciting of a stream. Pretty pumped about the cookies though. Optrix, I will let you know when those get sent out. So, who do we want to go raid, guys? Do we want to do Chris Blackwood? I think so. He's making fresh ravioli. This sounds so, so good. Okay, we're going to go into Chris Blackwood. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I can't believe it's Thursday. And we'll be back tomorrow for Burgers and Brews. It's Friday. Getting back to work, Rook. Okay, guys. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for all the love today. The subs, the biddies, the hosts, the follows. Everything counts. And it slowly adds up over time. So cheers, guys. Have a good one. Wow, oh crap. Good night.